left, we'll go to fourth. Alright, we'll start off with that nice, easy warm-up lap. Kind of get ourselves in the right mindset. Focusing on the task at hand, trying to expand that field of vision, looking as far ahead as possible, and gathering as much information as we can. Prioritizing precision. At this slower speed, we should be able to hit every turn in, every apex, every time. As we approach going into turn number 3, we can obviously see the red braking cone. At higher speed, we'll utilize that. As we get closer to the turning cone, we can downshift to third gear. Turning from that blue turning cone, we're gradually tightening the rate of steering towards the apex. Feeling that curving rumble, and we'll let it unwind out to the left a bit. As we head into the S's, we'll need to upshift to fourth gear before we head into it. Begin braking before that first apex cone, then balancing off the brake as we navigate to the following apex. Try to be mindful, gentlemen, not to touch that curbing. That's by that white cone with the pink sleeve. As we brake going into the bowl, we'll need to downshift back to third gear near apex cone, the white one there. We'll swing up to the middle as we're looking out of the driver's side window. As we begin to come up the launch pad, coming up nice and straight, we'll go to fourth gear at the crest. Staying in fourth gear all the way up, waiting for our turning cone, looking for our next turn in on the left. Kind of balancing that vision. Same principle here for 5A, looking for both apex cones and looking beyond it to locate where we want to set up for. Out to that far left by that turn-in point where we can go to third gear there. And at higher speed, we'll need a little bit of brake pressure by that turning cone as well. Down the hill, we go to fourth. Begin braking at the start of the curbing before the turn-in cone as we scan to the left for the apex. We'll need to increase our brake pressure here for turn 7 and go down to third gear. As we come out, we're squeezing that left side. We may need to go to fourth gear for a second. Then back to the brakes to 2 sign and back down to third gear. Try and balance with the brake pedal to 1A. Give us some time to coast between the 2 cones. Then we can begin to squeeze into throttle. From here, Marvin, we'll start to build pace. Fourth gear. Now third gear. Nice job there. Coming in, we'll go fourth gear. Balancing across, getting into points of the falling apex, unwind, accelerate. Firm initial, third gear. Accelerating up, we'll go fourth. Balance up the hill. Remember the turning cone on the outside. Third gear next to it. Good. Unwind, accelerate. Fourth gear. Started turning it a little early. Don't worry about me, I'll move. About 10 feet before that blue cone, Marvin, you started to come into the apex. Third gear here. Fourth gear. Now third gear. Let's increase that initial brake pressure a little bit. Accelerate out. Fourth gear. Firm 1, third gear. Allow it to point down to the inside. Got to look for that apex a bit earlier there, Marvin. Fourth gear. Deep breath. All the way up to the top. We'll go third gear there. Good, squeeze it out. Fourth gear. on, squeeze out. Gotta turn a little bit more to get closer to the apex. Fourth gear for a second. Back to third. Alex and Javier, keep your eyes up, gentlemen. Focus on precision. Squeeze back in. Third gear. Squeeze out. Patience, let it turn. Rolling and smooth. Firm when you're straight. Third gear. Much better there, Marvin. Looking good. Fourth gear. Patience at the top. Third gear there. Rolling out. Fourth gear. Alright, Marvin, we'll start to slow our pace. Nice job there. We can get our group gathered up on the straightaway for a second. Go ahead and drop in behind my lead car for a moment. And everybody, we'll go ahead and come to a stop here for a second. I see you there, Marvin. We'll have somebody come check on you real quick.
I'm good.
Okay, you're all good? I just saw the one lap, you had your high beams on, and the next lap, your turn signals, and the one, all good. All good. All right. Marvin, I'll have you stay put here for a second. Alex, go ahead and follow me over to the left. Mark or Javier, follow behind that red car there. And Marvin, I'll have you drop back in behind the yellow 58. Let's get back up to third gear, gentlemen. And Alex, we'll start to build pace once we get to the apex cone on the left. So third gear, we'll begin to roll into the throttle. Fourth gear. Now third gear. We did come into the corner a little early on that curbing. So let's probably try and prioritize only touching the curbing by that orange cone. Fourth gear through, patience. Third gear going in. Let's look for that apex cone sooner. You came up a little too high in the bowl. Fourth. Good, little bit of throttle, get it out to the outside. We'll go to third gear there. Now fourth. Scan ahead to the corner. Look for your next turn in apex here for 7. We'll go third gear here. Good, we started turning a little late from that turning cone there, Alex. Gotta look further ahead. Brake a little more firm initially. Third gear. Deep breath, look ahead, let it roll, squeeze out. Try to get a little bit closer to the apex of turn 2. Third gear. Slightly better, but we're still really early. You notice how you're pushing away from that orange cone as you're getting close to it. But you just got to slow down that initial rate of steering. Easy there, getting a little wide from those apexes. Only to the middle here. Patience. Let it tighten first. Then you can roll back to throttle. Fourth gear. Good. All the way out. We'll go third gear at the top. Fourth gear down the hill. Firm into turn 7, look for the apex. There's a squeeze out. Squeeze out. Deep breath here, look ahead. Third gear. Roll back in. Fourth gear going into the S's. Third gear here, only to the middle. Look to the inside. Find it. And squeeze out. Fourth gear. Very nice here, Alex. Good job. All the way out, third gear. Try to add a little bit more steering to get close to that apex. You're a bit wide from it. Same with you there, Javier. Alright, Alex, we'll start to slow our pace. We're going to get our group gathered up on the straightaway in a moment. Looks like some of the corners, Alex, we're just going to work on being a little bit more precise, use a little bit more of the curving for the apexes. This causes you to be a little bit wide from the corners because you're traveling a further distance, so it's slowing you down a lot. We'll go ahead and get some space from the other group here on the straightaway for a second, gentlemen. If we continue, we'll end up running into them. Take a nice deep breath, relax the hands, the shoulders, adjust the AC if you need to. Alright, Alex, have you stay put. You're on the right. Javier, go ahead and follow me over to the left. Marvin, follow behind that yellow car if you would, please. Alex, you can take in the rear behind the gray 136. We'll get back up to third gear. And then the apex cone on our left side, Javier. Start to build pace there. Beautiful, nice job. Fourth gear in. Good, let's soften up that initial pressure going into the S's a bit. Third gear. And fourth gear up. Good, carry it in. All the way up to the turning cone, third gear next to it. Squeeze it out. Try to get over to that apex just a little bit sooner there, Javier, on turn 6. Same thing there in 7. Need to turn it a little bit sooner. Third gear here, patience on the first one. Give it some time to coast, and then roll it back through. So as soon as you guarantee you're going to get to that 1B apex cone, that following one, start to squeeze the throttle. You're about 3 feet off of it. Smooth in. You got it. Need a little bit more steering. You're about 3 feet off the curve. Firm when you're straight, third gear. Let it push up a little bit too high, miss the apex. Third gear at the top. Very nice. Increase your brake pressure here for 7. apex cone. Looks like we still came in with a bit too much speed. Let's brake a little sooner. Same thing with you there, Marvin. Keep it clean. Third gear. Roll in. Good. Nice job on that one. Nailed the apex. Good work. Alex, keep your eyes up. Drive your own drive. Good adjustment. Javier, good work. Fourth gear in. Nice job. Remember, holding to the middle this time in the bowl. Good. Fourth gear. Little bit of throttle, let it push out. Third gear at the top. You got it. Beautiful. Alright, Javier, start to slow our pace. Nice work. We're going to get our group gathered up on the straightaway for a moment. Alright, beautiful. Got everybody here. Let's go ahead and cruise on out. We're going to do a little bit of a cool down lap here. So Javier, follow with me. Marvin and Alex do the same. We'll get to fourth gear. Got some extra time here, gentlemen, so we'll go ahead, give you one more lap apiece here. So Javier, we'll go ahead and build back some momentum again. Just drive your own comfort level. And we'll get each of you one more lap. Third gear through the bowl. Come up nice and straight, go fourth gear. With that turning point, third gear. Unwind, accelerate. Now third gear. Squeeze out. Go to fourth gear for a moment. And then back to third. Breath, let it turn, roll it in. Fourth gear. Third gear again. Fourth. Try to plan to miss that near apex cone earlier. As you're going around that previous orange cone, set the distance away from that white cone at that same location. here, Javier, squeeze that right hand side. Marvin and Alex, stay to the left. You two can follow behind my lead car. Javier, drop in behind that red car. We'll give you another lap here, Marvin. So third gear, let it point, squeeze out. Early from that turning cone. Got a little bit too close to that near apex cone. Third gear in. All the way through, carry it, a little bit of throttle, let it push out. Alright, Marvin, we'll start to slow our pace. Nice job. And Marvin, obviously squeeze that right hand side. You can slow it down a little bit more. Alex and Javier, you two can stay to the left. Come in behind my lead car. And then Marvin, I'll be dropped back in behind the yellow car. Alright, we'll go ahead and build back our pace here, Alex. Just drive to your comfort level. Third gear. Still coming down to that curving just a little bit too early. Nice here, deep breath. Slower pace here, Alex. Nice work. Alright, we're all together. Alex, you can go ahead and follow with me here. We're going to start that cool down lap, alright? Gentlemen, just leave the transmissions in fourth gear. And now we'll do a nice, easy, slow pace cool down lap. Let the car's brakes cool off a little bit. Adjust the AC if you need to. There's a couple key little areas that we can work on, and we're going to review the footage in the classroom as well, kind of showing you what it's exactly causing. But like Marvin, we were pretty consistent with turning in before that blue turning cone, going into turn 3. And then Alex, we're always coming in too quick with the rate of steering. You're starting to turn roughly at the turning cone, but you're coming down to that curving 10, 15 feet before the apex, and by the time you're getting up towards that apex, your car's already off the curbing and it's getting pushed out to the outside. Let's kill off a little bit of time. Then Javier, the S is kind of working on using up more of the curbing on the left entry into the S's to get away from that white cone that'll be on your right side. We'll sit down with you, kind of review all the footage, show you with the telemetry and all that stuff. So not to worry. Alright, as we come around turn turn 7, we'll click on that turn signal and we'll pull off course. I'll go ahead and roll down the windows if you'd like. You can take a look at that lap timer and your gauge cluster if you need it.